So like once upon a time, right? There's this guy by the name of Grunge Boy. Now everybody called him Grunge Boy because that's like what he did, you know. He was into the grunge thing. He didn't start off that way though. He and his friends, they started playing at the church, and they even named their band the Golden Hemorrhoids after a Bible story in 1 Samuel 5 and 6. You can look it up for yourself if you want to. But they got really good. And then somebody told Grunge Boy, you need to try to get a record deal. And so he did. He did. Grunge Boy said, hey, you want to like produce my record? And the producer, right, he liked the stuff and all that because the Golden Hemorrhoids were really rocking, but he had a question. What are your songs about? And Grunge Boy said, you know him. Who? The producer asked. Who? You know, the big guy, the man upstairs. Only the producer, he just didn't get it. So he's like, whatever, you just sign your name right there. And so he did. He did. So the deal is, Grunge Boy, he wrote all these songs about God, only he didn't mention his name or anything. He just would never use the J word because he was like an artist first and then a Christian. And he wanted everybody to like him for his music. And, you know, he would go on tour with all these other bands, and he had all these chicks hanging over him, and he thought this was really cool. But he had the perfect opportunity to share his faith because everybody liked his stuff, and they wanted to know where he got his inspiration from. But every time they would ask, hey, Grunge Boy, what do you get your inspiration from? Some higher power or what? All he could say was, you know, him. Who, the people asked. Who? The big guy, the man upstairs. Only they just didn't get it either because they thought that he had somebody in his attic. No, Grunge Boy said. I'm talking about JC. Oh, and this didn't help none either because now they thought that Jim Carrey wrote his music for him. So, you know, Grunge Boy would write all of these great songs, but nobody got the message because, you know, he wouldn't mention God's name, and he was like too big of a fancy to do so. And like most musicians of today, Grunge Boy died young and he showed up in heaven, and there he met, yep, the big guy. My man upstairs. And Grunge Boy's like, whoa! It's you, it's really you. And Jesus looked at him and said, yeah, it's me, but who are you? Oh, I'm Grunge Boy. I used to write songs about you. And Jesus says, it's funny because I don't remember no Grunge Boy. Sure you do, man. I was just working on a song for you. And Jesus says, well, let me see. Oh, maybe you're, no, you can't be him. Maybe you're, no, he's still down there working. Oh, I know you gotta be no, you can't be him either. Oh, come on, man, you gotta help me out here. And Jesus looked at him and says, I'm sorry, I'm doing the best that I can. And let me look you up in my book. And so he looked, and he looked, and he looked, and he looked. And he says, I'm sorry, but there's no Grunge Boy here. Oh, come on, man, what does that mean? And Jesus looked at him real sad this time. He says, well, it means that I never knew you. What? Come on, man. I sung in front of over 1 million people. I told everybody about you. I mean, I didn't mention your name or anything exactly or directly, but, well, they all got the message. At least I think they did. And Jesus looked at him again and says, I'm sorry. I never knew you. And so, like, the moral to this story is, like the scriptures say, if you be ashamed of Jesus in this generation, then Jesus gonna be ashamed of you. Or if I can say it in my way, if you dish Jesus, man, Jesus is going to dish you. So all I can say until we talk again, you keep it real, my homies.